Hey guys, it's Shauna here. I just wanted to make another video. I hope you all are having a good day. Anyways, I just wanted to talk. I know I did another video about a little bit about my awakening, but I wanted to kind of go into my awakening and just tell you guys what actually happened. Well, I don't know, some of you may know I've had 3 awakenings so far. One in 2012, one in 2013, and then again this year in 2017. Growing up, I have a family member that had an awakening in the 90s. I'm not sure which year it was. She wrote a book about it. And, when I was a kid, I was just like, what is this all about? I didn't really understand. And a lot of my family members kind of were like, brushed her off, right? Including myself. And until it actually happens to you, you don't know what it's all about, really. Like you can hear, you can kind of understand it, but you don't fully understand unless you've gone through it yourself. So yes, 2012. It was December 31st, 2012. Sorry, just getting comfortable. It was around 11 o'clock, and I was speaking with this family member that had the awakening, and I was kind of asking her questions about like her experience, and I was very interested. And so we got off the phone just before midnight. It was probably like quarter after 11, 11:30. Then all of a sudden I started to feel different, and I can't really explain that feeling. More like a euphoric feeling. I was with a friend in this room. I actually had the awakening in this room, and he was just kind of like, what's going on with her? Like, he had no idea what was happening to me. And I started being able, like, I was getting messages, like, I was getting information that I hadn't really heard before, like, not even from my family member. Um, and I saw this awakening happen for everybody, though. Like, I got the message that everybody was going to start to awaken, and I didn't see it until a couple of years later. But I told my family member, I told her, I was like, um things are going to start to change. Like, people are going to start to have awakenings, like the world is waking up. And she just said to me, well, I hope so. And today she actually says, yeah, you were right. I see it now. I can see this awakening. Um, so anyways, like, a bunch of stuff happened. Um, I was able to read my friend's mind. Like, he thought I was crazy. I'm like, yeah, well, I know exactly what is on your mind right now. And he said, oh yeah, try me. I can't remember the specifics. Like, in the beginning of each awakening that I have, I know things, but I forget them. So, like, that's the important part of writing it down. I learned that this time is to write things down. I even went to a doctor, and they told me that I was bipolar. It wasn't like a full, like a really crazy awakening like my second one, but they just thought that I was manic and whatever. But um, that awakening kind of faded away on me because I started to get involved with like negative people, not growing, so I wasn't growing. And then 2013, because of, the stupid things I was doing, a friend actually betrayed me, and that's what caused my second awakening. This friend really betrayed me. They actually tried to kill me. Not even kidding. He wasn't even a friend. Um, you know, so he tried poisoning me. I ended up in the hospital. I went crazy from it. I totally went crazy. You know, a lot of things were happening then, and it was a very sudden awakening. All these awakenings are sudden for me. They just happen, and it's like I'm dumped with a bunch of information, and it's hard for my brain to process these things. So anyways, I knew what was happening, but I just couldn't control myself, I guess. And I wanted to go out and save the world and all this stuff. But the doctors weren't having it. And they ended up hospitalizing me. And being hospitalized, you actually end up becoming worse than when you went in. I'll tell you that. I remember going to the hospital, and people were lying, saying that I wanted to kill myself just to get me into the hospital because I was scaring them with some of the things I was saying. I actually call that awakening a dark awakening because it was pretty much for the most part negative. The ego, I know I talk about the ego a lot. It it was creeping in on me. All my guilt and shame, my past, my childhood, everything just came at me, and it was very, very hard to process. So, they hospitalized me. The last thing I remember was going up in the elevator with the nurse and her saying, "Oh, don't worry, this is like the Holiday Inn. You're going to have a great time here." And then I blacked out. I don't remember a single thing. I don't remember a thing. I do remember being strapped down to beds and chased with needles. But besides that, I don't remember what I was doing in there. Besides one, just recently a memory came back, and it was of, I remember there was an old man in the room next to mine, and he was not talking at all. He was mute, right? So every day I remember I would go in there and try and talk to him and try and help him, and eventually he actually came out of it and he started talking to me, and the security guard that was observing him, I guess she was observing me too, and she ended up drawing me something, and it said, "Oh, my fearless watcher." I have it on my wall. It says, "Oh, my fearless watcher," and I never knew what that even meant, to be honest with you. If anybody has any ideas what a watcher is, let me know. I have some ideas from like they have like references to watchers in the Bible and stuff, but I never knew what it meant. And I was fearless at the time, so she signed this thing for me, this little drawing, and it was kind of cool. And I kept it because I knew it had significant meaning to it. I just never knew what it was. Um, Anyways, so that was just a really rough time. They put me on the highest dose of antipsychotics that you can imagine. It made me just like, my eyes were just like lost. I can't even do it with my eyes. I had no life left in my eyes. Honestly, I really had no life left. Um, and then I said, you know what? I'm getting off these medications. I can't do this anymore. And like, I had diabetes. Like I said in my other video, I had diabetes. I had an eye disorder. My eye went all weird. The weight gain. I couldn't do it anymore. So against the doctor's orders, and I was on a contract with the doctors to stay on these medications for life. It said, I actually saw the paper yesterday. I was reading it. It said that if I go off the medication, it will cause physical impairment to my body if I go off. That didn't happen. I had a bit of cold and hot flashes. I went off cold turkey. I had cold, hot flashes, and for a week, wasn't that bad. Like, I just felt a little hot, a little cold. Kind of like the flu, but I didn't feel sick at all. And I'm surprised. I'm very lucky I didn't go through withdrawal. I'm really lucky, actually. Um, so, yeah, I got off the medication last October. So, October 2016, I got off the medication. It is now November 2017, and I'm doing fine. I do have a little bit of, emotions. Like, I was cut off from all emotions for 3 years, so I'm just getting back to feeling what it feels like to be a human again. I lost all my emotions. Like, I didn't get mad, I didn't get sad. I was just anxious. Um, I was just a zombie, I guess you would say. And then this year, I had another awakening in June. And let me tell you, that was the best thing that could have happened to me, because now I'm on this path and it's so good. Like, I'm getting so in touch with my spirituality. Like, it is crazy. And I've met so many people. And the fact that when I had that vision that everybody was going to start to wake up, now in 2017, I see not everybody, but so many people having awakenings all over the freaking internet. And I don't see it in person. I guess people don't talk about it in person, but on the internet, it's everywhere. You can find information on these awakenings anywhere. And I'm just so happy that this is happening, and the more people that start to wake up, the better it's going to be for the planet and for humanity, because we need this, guys. Like, we really, really need this. Some people think I'm crazy, and that's fine. I don't care anymore. Even my psychiatrist that I still see, he thinks that I have delusions, and he doesn't understand, right? And I tried to word it like I said. I had an awakening, and it's no point to really fight with these doctors, honestly. But I told him I had an awakening. I said, if you want to call it self-discovery, you can call it self-discovery. Like, I'm finding things out about myself that I didn't even know, you know. And I just want to help people. Like, if people are feeling like they're crazy, like, I want to help those people that are starting these awakenings and they think that they're crazy, because they'll go to the doctors with these symptoms, and the doctors will full out tell them that they're crazy, and then to me, it'll ruin their awakening. It ruined my awakening anyways. So I see it. The mental health system could discourage some people. Like, there is people that need help, yes, but there's also people that need different kind of help, holistic help, and somebody that can guide them and mentor them through this process. They call it Dark Night of the Soul, and that's what happened in my Dark Awakening. It was Dark Night of the Soul, and I did not know how to manage through Dark Night of the Soul. And now I've researched so much stuff. I know not all about it, but I know a lot about awakening now, and I don't see how this awakening. I don't see how I could go back to sleep now. I really don't. I've gone back to sleep twice, and I don't see it happening again. So, anyways, I just figured you guys would like to know a bit more of the story. My last video, I gave just a little bit of it, right? So, anyways, yeah, that's what I came on here to do, and I hope everybody has a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.